Hi there, I'm Dr. Chung and welcome to your friendly proctologist. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's video topic is a huge one, so there's gonna be a part 1 and part 2. I'm gonna tell you that right out of the gate because it's too much for one video. The question is, why is my anus and my pelvic floor muscles so hard? And is there a way to relax them or stretch them, or what do you recommend, Dr. Chung? Today we're going to focus on why the muscles are so hard, okay? And this is a great question because it leads into so many other issues, which we'll get into also in another video. That topic is coming soon, don't worry about it. So please like and subscribe the video, I greatly appreciate it. Let's go into why the muscle's so hard. In essence, there is a physical and emotional, or a combination of the two, okay, that's going on here. So the physical, well, let's talk about a little bit of background, right? Why is the muscle hard? Well, the muscles are hard because they're contracting, okay? When a muscle's relaxed, it is going to be soft, just like your bicep, right? Flex, hard, relaxed, soft. And everywhere it's where you're in a public area, the muscles actually need to be contracted, okay? You may not have noticed it before, but it's essential. Why? Because otherwise we'd have to wear diapers all the time. We'd be farting all over the place and also just pooping everywhere because we have no control. When we're on the toilet, however, the opposite needs to happen because the gates need to open up, right? Your anus needs to open up. Your pelvic floor needs to open up and drop down. So the hardness, however, what this person must have been referring to is an over contraction, right? The muscle's not able to relax and the muscle feels like a knot, okay? And that's the issue here. The physical aspect of it, why is it like that? Well, I'm going to focus on it's an over contraction. So there's an issue with this over contraction, okay? And the issue may be that this person is feeling pain from that muscle being contracted so hard, or they're not able to relax it appropriately, right? And when you have a fissure, let's take that because I think that's the most intuitive to understand. You have a big hard bowel movement and you get the glass shards, like you're pooping glass or being stabbed in the butt type of feeling, right? And that physical pain creates an involuntary reflex, right? What do you notice after you have trauma to your butt? Right after you finish, you're like, ooh, that hurt. And your anus wants to squeeze as much as you can. Almost sometimes you can feel like there's a pulsation going on in your bottom end, right? It's going, ugh, I don't like that. Ooh, let's work that out kind of thing. Ugh, yikes. And that type of issue is reflexive. You can't control it. Once the pain starts to wear off a bit, you'll notice that those contractions start to get less and less, and they start to kind of subside a bit, and then your anus kind of goes to a more, albeit closed, but relaxed. But what this person is probably referring to is it's hard all the time. So when that happens, it probably, the incident was a very severe one. The pain was probably like a 15 out of 10. Or the pain episodes keep happening over and over and over again. And the muscles in these scenarios, they are reacting and they know that something painful is about to happen, and so they're protecting you, is my interpretation of it. Think about it as if you broke your arm. What do? You brace your arm close to your chest. You contract your shoulder, your pec muscles to keep that arm close to you. You don't want anything to touch it or move it out of the way, right? The anus is the same way. It shuts the door down, the ironclad door, and says, no, nothing is getting in or out, okay? And so that's why, because it's so afraid of you going through something like that, it shuts down for good, okay? And that's why you feel those muscles contracted. What about an emotional component to this? Well, let's say you're going through a really tough day, okay? And the stress is loading. You got deadlines. You're working 14 hours a day. You may not notice it, but your anus may be contracting just as hard as somebody who's had an anal fissure episode. Hard to believe because many of us can't really sense this. We're not really programmed right out of the gate to really feel these muscles like you would in your arm, okay? But another example, analogy to help you understand is, you know, if you're looking at a computer screen for 8 hours in a row, you may feel like your neck and your shoulders are just killing you, right? It's like, oh, I need to relax these muscles. They are really stressed out. Well, that's the same thing that could be happening to your bottom end. The high anxiety, the high energy, emotional energy are making your muscles relax, almost like you're trying to, you know, anticipate being hunted, that kind of thing, or it's just so much negative energy, right? And again, this type of thing could also be for something like maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe there's a death in the family, okay? Maybe you heard some really bad news and it's just messing with your head. And that's where these muscles, although you may not notice it, it's definitely not on purpose, but these muscles will be contracted the entire time and you may notice that your bottom end starts to either get pain or, again, same thing, you can't poop very well. You find that you have to push harder, okay? Because these muscles, again, same thing, they're tightened down. Roll down that ironclad door, okay? What about a combination of the two? Well, I think that the anal fissure is, again, the perfect example. When you have that painful feeling in your butthole, what are you thinking? What are you feeling? You're probably feeling like, what the hell was that? Scared, okay? Negativity, like, oh my God, I see blood. And maybe I feel a bump there. Or, oh my gosh, you know, why is my poop so hard? Or why am I having diarrhea all of a sudden? All these thoughts are coming in, and because that pain was so sharp, that negativity starts to shade your emotions, okay? So that the next time you have another painful bowel movement, it again worries you and then accelerates this contraction of your muscles. So the pain is creating that muscle contraction, and then the other part is, gosh, that was really awful and I feel awful inside and I don't feel good about my health. I'm worried. Both of these combine and create that muscle contraction because, again, the body doesn't want to get hurt like that. And you for sure are getting that muscle contraction again because you don't want to experience that again, okay? And again, what the outcome becomes is that sometimes you get over contraction, so you get pain, or the bottom end doesn't want to open, so like a blockage at your anus. And these are the, you know, when I talk to my patients in the office, I really go into their story a lot. It's one of the unique opportunities I have to spend so much time with my patients. And I'll tell you, there are tears that come out with these office visits. Why? Because the emotional aspect is so strong. The pain, the memory, and once these connections start coming in and once things start making sense, there's tears of joy as well, okay? There's hope that comes from it because understanding makes the problem feel more manageable. You get control of your life back, and that's where the healing can begin. I hope that this video, while we're talking about a very tough topic, I hope it can give you an introduction to be more positive, to see it and look up ahead and say, gosh, my life is still way ahead of me. There is much more to do and much more to live. And so watch out for part 2. It is coming. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.